Hey everybody, welcome to the Tiny Studio. It's your girl Nail. I hope that you are having a great day. I'm having a fantastic day. I know it's been a while, but I've been dealing with some health challenges, and one of those health challenges is knitter's elbow. I'm going to get into that in another video, but knitter's elbow caused me to put everything that I was doing on pause until it healed. And if you do not have an idea about what knitter's elbow is, it's something that is also called tennis players or tennis elbow, which comes from well, for me as a crochet designer, a textile artist, it comes from overworking certain muscles and tendons in your fingers and in your arm, and it causes lots of pain. So I had to stop, literally stop in my tracks and take a break so that it could heal, because it caused me so much pain. I'm gonna tell you, I recorded maybe 3 or 4 videos during that period of time where I was really in pain from knitter's elbow. And I'm gonna tell you, I powered through it though. You know, that just shows determination, and how if you are determined to do something, it will most definitely what get done. So I want to welcome you to the Tiny Studio today. This is a dreadlock love video, baby. You know what time it is. It's time to talk about and celebrate the beauty of natural hair, the beauty of dreadlocks. And that's what we are going to talk about today. And this video it comes straight to you from the viewers and from the comments that I have received from different videos that I have posted here on YouTube. And I'm going to start picking certain topics and really addressing them here in the Tiny Studio. So if you have questions or anything of that nature that you would like me to tackle in another YouTube video, go ahead and drop me a comment right down in the comment section, and I read all comments and I try to respond in a timely fashion. But you know, I have the dreadlock love videos, and then I have the vintage coach obsession videos, and then I have the crocheting with nail videos. So if I don't get to you right away, it does not mean that I do not see you, because I see you. I will respond. So as I said before, this video is a dreadlock love video, and it comes straight from the viewers, and it comes slightly on the heels of another video that I posted maybe about 2 weeks ago, and it was about dreadlocks and length and growing locks and hair, and how we as black people or black women, how we perceive long hair, and the sometimes warped way in which our perception about long hair sometimes trips us up. And it usually, you can see that today in the various hairstyles or hairstyling choices that a lot of us as black women have here in this country, in abroad in Europe, and also in Africa. However, as it pertains to dreads, the number one question that I see and that I am asked as a former loctician, as a dreadlock diva, a locknista queen, and this question is from people who are, or from sisters who are just starting on their lock journey, and they want to know, how long will it take for their locks to grow? What they mean and what they're speaking of is length. Now, this video can also tie into the question of shrinkage, which is a conversation that a lot of us have as African American women and African women when it comes to our hair. We're concerned about shrinkage and we're concerned about length, and shrinkage and length are tied into really one thing. And well, let's just unpack it. Let's just unpack it because I think that it's important that we have an honest conversation about why we view, as Black women, why we view beauty in a certain lens. And maybe we need to adjust that lens so that we can see beauty as an individualized type of concept and not a perception that has been clouded by the things that we have seen or that we have been raised to believe the definitions of beauty, the generalized perception of what beauty is, which at the bottom of the barrel is the main thing. We have a skewed perception of what beauty is. And that's based on westernized society. That's based on our history as descendants of Africans here in the Americas and in Europe. And that sense of beauty has permeated and is passed down through the generations. And that is what colors our judgment and our perception on our sense of beauty and hair care. Of course, I am saying this as a Black woman who has always had a nice long length of hair, and that's due to my heritage. I am African American, but I'm also Native American and Chinese. So I have different cultures within my genetic code. So my hair looks a little different than most African Americans' hair. And of course, my length and the way my hair grows is a little different because I am a mixed situation, you can say. And that's why I, have never struggled with the topic of hair length. And that's also the reason why I have a more colorful attitude regarding long hair and Black women. And I have gone through situations in my life where I have faced and have watched other Black women be discriminated against and talked about because of their hair length. And if you are African American and you have enjoyed the public school system, then you know what I'm talking about, the bullying that young Black girls received because of their short hair or the curliness or the tightness of the curls of their hair. The bullying, I saw that, I'm a child of the 70s. I was born in the late 60s and I'm a child of the 70s. So I saw that. I saw that. And because of their frustration and, anger at being bullied because of their lack of length of hair, then they would take out their frustrations on the young girls who had long hair. And I was one of those long girls. I was one of those young girls with the long hair. And so I faced bullying from other young girls because of the length of my hair. So I understand firsthand the struggle that we have as Black women when it comes to our hair, and it starts off at a very, very young age. And I remember as a child of the 70s coming up, I remember how the commercials that we saw on television, you know, of not just long hair, of long flowing hair that just blows in the wind while you run. And even though I was a young sister, even though I was a young girl with long hair, my hair didn't do that. My hair wasn't blowing in the wind when I ran, you know? It wasn't doing any of those things because even though I had, strands of Native American and Chinese within my hair, you know, I'm also African. So my hair wasn't doing that. And so I remember when we used to watch shows like Wonder Woman or so the Bionic Woman, and she would be running and her hair would be flowing, or you would see different commercials, on Saturdays, and you would see the white women running and doing whatever, and their hair is bouncy and all of that stuff. We wanted that too as little Black girls, and there weren't a lot of commercials. Okay, I'm gonna be honest, there weren't any commercials that was dedicated and dedicated to us as Black women regarding our hair, unless you watched that 1 hour of Soul Train on Saturdays. Then you saw marketing towards us as Black women. But even then, there were some commercials that catered to the perception that a certain hair length and that processed, straight, relaxed hair that looked Caucasian was the way to go. Okay? And listen, I relaxed my hair. I relax, I had all the hairstyles and relaxing my hair, hey, that was a cool thing because then I could, I could have kind of like straight bouncy hair too. But that is, the times that we were living in. And our perception of good hair was always that your hair was long, straight, bouncy, and beautiful. And I remember that watching commercials with white women with their long flowing hair, even I would take a towel and wrap it around my head and whip it around. And you see, even now, my hair is not doing all of that. It's not that, bouncing up and down and flowing in the air. My hair's not doing that right now. And I have locks, so no, those as a child, that was what we saw on television. Those were the type of commercials and, TV shows where the beauty of white women were first and in the forefront of advertising. You would go to the grocery stores and see magazines, and the only magazine that was really catering to Black women was Essence magazine. And what was their tagline? Essence magazine, the magazine for today's Black woman. That was a magazine that catered to Black beauty. Of course, you had Ebony magazine, and inside of Ebony magazine, you had beautiful, beautiful Black women. You had the fashion fair, the whole fashion fair runway collections and shows, and where you had black models and uh, featured, and they were beautiful, beautiful black women and beautiful, handsome black men. And that was black beauty, black magic on display. But that was a very limited, you know, limited in scope when it comes to the marketing and advertising for, you know, black beauty. And so over the years, all of us are indoctrinated with wanting our hair to look a certain way. And we don't readily know that that's what we're doing, is that we're buying into a concept of beauty that was not meant for us, but because we watch television like everyone else, because we read magazines like everyone else, because we love beauty and fashion and everything that comes with it like everyone else, those images have a way with playing with our psyche. And, you know, mentally and emotionally and all of those things, when you keep watching something over and over again, you get to a point where you become indoctrinated, is what I'm saying. You become indoctrinated. And so you start believing that this is what beauty is. And even I, as a little black girl with long hair, I thought that beauty was what I saw on television. I saw represented on TV. Who didn't want the fabulous hair of Blair on The Facts of Life? Her hair was beautiful. Who didn't admire that? What black girl did not admire that? Because see, I was the Tootie character who always had her hair in pigtails. Who did admire the beauty of Blair's hair on The Facts of Life? I know that's 80s. Who did admire Farrah Fawcett's hair? Everybody loved Farrah Fawcett's hair. Her hair was gorgeous, full, bouncy, straight. Who didn't love that? Who did admire the hair of Lucy Ewing on Dallas? Her hair was gorgeous. Just simply, simply, simply gorgeous. I could go on and on. Who didn't admire Carly Simon's hair? Who didn't admire Stevie Nicks' hair? How about Crystal Gayle? Do you remember Crystal Gayle? We just lost Loretta Lynn a week or so ago. Remember her sister, Crystal Gayle? And remember how long Crystal Gayle's hair was? It went down to her feet. Who didn't admire that? You may not have been a country music fan, but as a black woman, you knew who Crystal Gayle was, didn't you? So when we talk about shrinkage and we talk about hair length as black women, what we're talking about primarily is we're talking about the fact that we want growth. We have bought into the fact that if our hair is not a certain length, that is not healthy. We have bought into the perception that if our locks are not a certain length, if our hair is not growing long at a certain rate, at a certain pace, that we're not beautiful. And I'm here to tell you that is not true. I'm here to advise you to stop buying into what westernized society says is beautiful. Having a healthy head of hair is always and should be the main goal that you have on your lock journey. Your lock journey. Your journey is about healthiness, wholeness, wellness. That's what it's really all about. It's not about, oh, I wash my hair and look how long it is. And then as soon as, my hair dries, oh, it's short again. Guess what? Eventually, with time and with patience, your hair is going to grow to the length that you would like it to be. But it's going to take time, it takes patience. And even though dreadlocks is a low maintenance type of style or type of lifestyle, there's things that you still have to do. So you need to have a really good diet. You need to not use certain shampoos and conditioners and waxes and gels that destroys the integrity of your locks. You have to learn to use or relearn how to take care of your dreads. If you want to be successful on this journey, then you have to rethink and reprogram the way you see beauty, the way you've been taught that beauty is. Because sometimes we can take that perception that we had of beauty from being a relaxnista into this journey. Because I did. I did. And it took me time to relearn certain things. It took me time to relearn, or I should say, to appreciate the true texture of my hair, to appreciate the true beauty and heritage that is in every strand of hair on my head. I had to accept when I stopped relaxing my hair, I had to accept the true Nell, who I really am, who I was meant to be as a spiritual goddess on this planet. And it takes time because you have to rewire some things. And I think that Black women and our perception of beauty, and we talk about this hair length and growing hair, it's all tied into what we were taught to believe that white beauty is, or what beauty is, and that our beauty is tied into white beauty. It's the fact that we have had to assimilate into westernized society. And assimilation means that we have to mirror our white female counterparts. And that's where you get into the straightening of our hair. It was once thought that Madam C.J. Walker created the hot comb or the pressing comb, which we now know is not true. The pressing comb has been around for a very, very long time. Just like the obsession that we have had as Black women of straightening our hair and growing our hair, and this obsession that we have with hair length, all of that has been around for ages, generations. As far as commercially is concerned, we can go all the way back to, I think her name was Mary, and I wrote it down as well. I took some notes. We could take it all the way back to Annie Turnbull Malone. She was the one that started the Poro company back in 1902. And she was the sister who came up with hair potions to help Black women, grow their hair, to help Black women find their beauty, and to most importantly, show Black women how to manage and care for their hair. And Sarah Breedlove, also known as Madam C.J. Walker, went to or was a student of Miss Malone's. She attended the Poro College, and she also became a Poro agent. And Sarah Breedlove understood what hair care and what beauty meant to Black women. So she started her own business, and she started the Madam C.J. Walker collection of hair care products for Black women, hair beauty fine products like the wonderful hair grower and the Glossine and pressing oil. You know, all of those things for us as Black women to maintain our beauty. Just like her predecessor, Miss Malone. And Miss Malone, she had a whole system called the Poro system. And she had a hair growing pomade. She had something called the temple grower, which is, you know, your edges. She had all of those things. But what I've learned is that our obsession with having long hair and our obsession with assimilating into society, you can draw it all the way back to 1902. You can draw it all the way back to the Poro Company. You can take it to the Madam C.J. Walker Company. All of them had, both of them had hair growing systems that was catering to women, Black women, who wanted to grow long hair. But the true essence should not be the fact that you have long hair. The true essence is really having healthy hair. Everyone's hair, or everyone is not genetically disposed to growing long hair unless you decide that you want to wear locks. And see, with dreadlocks, your hair will grow. But dreadlocks is a non-traditional type of hairstyle. That even right now, even though people are, or, you know, even though Black people and people across the African diaspora, African American, or I was right, the Black diaspora, the African diaspora, even though a lot of people are wearing dreadlocks these days, it's become popular to wear, it's still non-traditional. And these companies who make, you know, relaxers for women, they're still making billions and billions of dollars. People who are making weaves and things like that, they're still making billions and billions and billions of dollars off of Black women because of our own perception of what beauty is, or what beauty should be. And that's something that we have to reconcile within ourselves, because I'm going to be the first person to tell you that, you know, I was a relaxed queen. Yes, I did. I did a relaxer. I also did weaves. I did. You know? I've done, and when I say I've done every hairstyle, I've done it all, and I've also been bald. But it's all about your perception of beauty. And I just feel that we need to relearn and take a closer look at what beauty is. What is Black beauty? What does that mean to you? So when you start this journey of being a dreadlock diva, a Locknista queen, you're going to have to start relearning how you view Black beauty. Because the question of how long is it going to take for my hair to grow long wearing dreadlocks, it's one of those questions that's truly up to you and how you maintain your dreads, how much you love on them, the nutrition that you give your body, your genetic code. All of those things play into the growth of your dreads. But the real question that you should ask yourself, and that you should be asking me, is how do I maintain healthy, strong dreads? That's the real question, not the question of length and shrinkage. That's not the question. That should not be your concern. Your concern should be growing healthy, strong, vibrant dreads. But because of this other gunk that we have floating around about what is beautiful and what is not beautiful, then we have to have conversations about hair growth. We have to have conversations about shrinkage. And I don't mind having those conversations. I feel that the more often that we have conversations like this, then the more we'll be able to reshape the way the younger generations view beauty, the way younger generations view their natural beauty, right? And this hair that I have on my head, this beautiful stack of hair, I've been growing this version of dreads, I want to say 5 years, because it was much longer than this. I think I told that story, and I did some crazy things to it to hide all that beautiful white that you see. And I went through some issues, and then I had to cut my hair, I had to cut my locks, and I cut them, I think they were they were about at my ear, at the top of my ear, when I had my husband cut my locks. I had him cut it into a bob, and it started at my ear, and it's taken about 5 years to get to this length. So it takes time. It takes time. But none of that would be possible if I didn't maintain some type of healthy lock care regimen. And for me, at the end of the day, it was really about having a healthy head of locks. So thank you so much for watching this extended video today. Thank you for hanging out with me here in the tiny studio, and hopefully we can talk about this again. If you have any questions or concerns or comments about this particular subject in this video, please do not hesitate to drop down in the comment section, and we can continue this discussion. Also, if you like this video, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. And if you are not already subscribed to Simply Nails Tiny Studio, please do so. What are you waiting for? Thank you so much for hanging out with me in the tiny studio today. I love you, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.